Well, to Europe now, where the British Prime Minister David Cameron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel are due to hold talks on the debt crisis. Let's cross to our Europe correspondent Philip Williams in London. So, Phil, two countries with very different views on how to resolve this.
Yes, and central to those views are how do you raise the money to pay for the deficits of other countries like Italy, like Spain and Greece and all the others. And that's where the fundamental difference is. The British, like the French and many others in the eurozone, say we want the European Central Bank to basically underwrite the debts of these countries. In effect, to print money. The Germans are saying, no, we do not want that. That's not the function of the bank. They're terrified of runaway inflation on that front. And that is one clear division. The other is the financial, a new tax on all financial transactions involving the banks at 0.1% of every financial transaction. The Brits say, well, that would affect us far worse than any other country because we have such an enormous financial centre here in the city. 40 billion of the 60 billion that would raise would come from Britain to finance the eurozone, and they're obviously not very happy about that. So there are some very deep fault lines between these two leaders today.
What about in terms of how they both feel about the future of Europe? Are they on the same page looking longer term?
Not at all. In fact, what the Germans have said is that they've basically made noises through other party members, not through Angela Merkel directly, that they're unhappy with Britain's response. In effect, they're saying you've been sniping from the sidelines and you haven't been giving constructive answers to these problems. So what they're talking about is a tighter union within the eurozone, tighter political union, tighter fiscal union. That, in a sense, creates a sub-club within the EU, the broader EU, of which Britain is a member. And Britain says it doesn't want a two-speed Europe, one with the eurozone, one without. And that's one of the central sort of themes that they're going to be discussing today. How do they work that out, that both countries feel they are included in the broader Europe scene? But obviously the Germans have very particular problems now within the eurozone that they feel they need to find the solutions by getting a tighter knit eurozone together. And that's where the general tensions are based at the moment.
Well, of course, it's a very busy weekend coming up in Europe. Italy's new Prime Minister is going to face the latest of these confidence votes, and Spain's holding a general election on Sunday. Any risk in Italy, and what's the likely outcome in Spain?
Well, in Italy, it'll probably go through. That shouldn't be a problem. There was general consensus about the new technocratic government, and I think that's probably safe. There's probably likely to be a change of government in Spain on Sunday. There will not be a change of problems from the Socialists to the Popular Party, the Conservatives effectively. And what it means is that they are still faced with now bond rates hitting 7% just a short while ago. That's a critical level. That's where Ireland, that's where Portugal had to call in help. They have still got massive unemployment problems, over 20%, over 43% for young Spanish people. So huge problems to overcome, and a general lack of confidence that Spain really has the wherewithal to get out of its hole. So the focus has shifted. We had Greece, we had Italy, and now that focus appears to be on Spain, and then the question is, well, who's next?
You'd have to say poison chalice for the new government in Spain.
Absolutely. It's perhaps an election you'd rather lose.
Indeed. Phil Williams, many thanks.
Thank you.